by the skin of her teeth. It's Wednesday, December 13th, 2023 at 2 p.m. This is the meeting of the Tarpon Springs Public Art Committee. We are in the second floor media room of City Hall. And Megan, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Toth,
Here.
Mr. Jones,
Here.
Ms. McGrath,
Here.
Ms. Arbitello,
Here.
Ms. Taylor,
Here.
Ms. Wood,
Here.
Chair Jennings.
Here. And Biba has an excused absence. Okay, we were supposed to have two guests, maybe they're on their way, so we'll just skip that for now. Trust that you all had a chance to read the minutes from the November 8th meeting. I'd like a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Graham, second.
I'll second.
Nick? Is there any discussion, comments, corrections, additions, deletions?
Nope.
I don't know whether any of you were aware of it, but the tape recording of the meeting was corrupted. They found out had taken bribes. So anyway,
Our
That's
last
good
month's
thing.
meeting?
what, yes,
Oh, okay.
It's a
So-
good thing Megan did a good job of doing the minutes then.
Yeah?
right, well, I was about to commend her because she had to go back and do the minutes from a audio recording.
Oh,
you.
wow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All in favor of approving the November 8th minutes as submitted?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Minutes approved as submitted. Old business, current project updates. The Riverside Field Mural Project. Oh, Diane?
I want to introduce.
Oh, I'm sorry, she's been here so often, I just. Yes, we have a newly sworn-in member today, Miss Katie Taylor, welcome.
Welcome, Katie.
Yes,
Welcome,
as I
Katie.
said, she's been here so frequently, I just thought she was already on the committee. Sorry, thank you, Diane. Okay, if you look in your printed backup, there were some revised images for the Riverside mural. Hi, Stephen. Yes, okay, just making a note that guest Stephen Oliver just entered at 2:02. Okay, and if you look at the pictures, as you can see, there are 5 of the football player and 2 of the tennis player. Easily, the tennis player, at Graham's suggestion, was changed from a squash racket to a tennis racket. Okay? And the sweatband on the hand, it's with and without. So, Nick, do you have any comments about that one? We'll get to the football one in a second.
Okay, this is only gonna be on one wall, the thing, okay.
Yeah.
And so this is just a revision to just 2 of the walls, then,
Right.
you know, have to, okay. and the
Right, they
other-
were revised according to
Right,
the committee
to the thing,
suggestions, so.
Yeah. I'd have to go back and look at the, the last, before she revised it, to do it, you know, the tennis. I see the wristband, okay, and no wristband, okay. It seems, you know, I probably have the same comments as I did last time, that, you know, that I like it, that it's, you know, calming, and it shows the sports that are played there. The football player, I like the one where it sort of shows a little bit of sponger there. More
Right.
than the, and are we to choose from, I see 5
of
different
Right.
spongers and all, and the last 2 look to be identical. I'm sure there's something different that I'm not, okay, one has a number 1 and one doesn't.
Right.
And all. I suppose if I were choosing out of the football players, I'd go with the last one that has the throwing the pass, sponger number 1.
Okay,
And Of course, I guess if the only difference is wristband and wristband, I don't care for the grip, but on the tennis racket,
Okay,
but I think it's fine.
all right. All right, Graham? Seems we're commenting on both sets of images now, the 5 football players and the tennis players.
Sure. Yeah, the tennis player image without the wristband, I think is preferable to the one with. I have to go along with Nick on the tennis racket grip.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would not survive a serve.
no,
No. And the football player with the number 1 throwing the ball, I think, is probably the best. It shows the word sponges clearly, so we understand what's going on there. We don't need the goalposts. We know what it is. And yeah, I think that's
okay, so,
probably the better one. The the one with the guy catching one-handed, right? No trainer would let him get away with that.
right. Okay, we've also now become sports commentators.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't comment on the way they play it, but just looking at these images, for me, it's the football player first. I think it's a toss-up between 3 and 4.
Okay,
I'm not quite happy with I don't know, to me that arm looks a bit weird.
yeah, the wrist is
The
kind
rest
of,
is a
yeah.
bit weird. But so I prefer the action one on 4. If I had a choice, I would go with 4. And then when it comes to the tennis, I would go with the one without the wristband.
Okay.
So,
Dawn?
I kind of like number 1, but without the goalpost. But I think number 3 kind of spaces it out across the whole space. Because if you take out the goalpost, then it's kind of one-sided. So I could go with number 3. Yeah, number 4, I can't tell if he's catching or fumbling, so
He's
I would
fumbling.
go.
Okay,
Yeah, I would go with number 3. I know the wrist looks funny, but they actually do kind of
Yep.
do that. Like, I watch college football all the time. So the tennis one, either one is fine with me. So I guess the one without the sweatband is
okay.
good.
Katie?
Well, I kind of like number 3 too,
Okay.
on the football player. I was wondering, where's he throwing to? Is he in a field or where is he at? Water? Where is he at?
Just an abstract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that one I kind of like. But on the tennis, normally when a person is serving, they have that wristband on the serving hand, so the sweat don't go down. But the wristband is on the wrong hand in that picture. To me, that's where I play. But that would mean the one with no wristbands would be the choice. because
Okay.
at least it's not there.
Well, I'll go along with everybody else, so I think it's pretty much a clean sweep here. So Diane,
Okay.
on the page that says here are the revised drawings, number 3. And then the second one, number 2 of the tennis. And can I get a motion to that effect, just to be on the safe side here?
Sure.
How would you word it?
Motion to
To
accept
accept number 3.
football image number 3 and tennis image number 2.
There you go. I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay? Do I have a second?
I'll
Yeah.
set-
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have our selection.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Black Heritage Project, Stephen Oliver.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good to be back. I'm in my work clothes. Came from the shop I haven't seen you all in a while, so and you certainly got my email update. Last Friday I had to measure for all those components, the pickets. So I measured for all those individually. So those are finished getting cut in my shop to length now. I spent a good bit of the morning they need to be collated. Can't mix them up. There's like a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
So it starts out as 20 sheets of this resin, and it all gets chopped up into a lot of pieces. So, what I'm doing, I just came from the site, I made some templates there's some triangular corners. There's end caps, which you saw in the picture, which I'm gonna make some special hardware, it's gonna be easy to make. But then there's these 4 triangular corners, so I made templates of those. It's a lot easier than taking the piece of material, expensive site, and just rather make a cardboard template and make it nice in the shop. So those will get made along with the pickets, cut the length, and then there's a registration hole at the top that gets drilled each one. That's because you can't make a mistake with this. It's very expensive, and it's a lot of, I'm pretty satisfied with the accuracy of everything, and the paint has held up really well. I was really pleased with that. The paint that I chose hardens a little over time, so, anyway, that'll allow me to put each picket in its initial hole, and then I mark exactly where those holes go. And I can drill the other ones, so I'm assured that it's gonna be a good fit. I have a vehicle big enough, so it rains, I can actually be drilling, I may be doing this Saturday. I can drill inside. So that's not going to slow me down a lot. I mean, I think we're going to get it's going to be a lot on Saturday.
Yeah.
That thing is going to be filled, but I could still be working, so, on part of it, so.
Yeah.
And then it's like one of these things, there's a lot of minutia, and then it starts to fly together, so
Okay.
that's,
So you're actually on the verge of working on both sites?
well, yeah, I have been working on both sites in terms of the footings and the design. The Region Academy is going to ramp up real fast right now with all the pieces coming on. And then I dive back into the armatures for the one on the marina. And I've got emails and calls into Nick McCarris about the timing. I'm hoping that January 10th and 11th is a good day to do the footings down there. So
Right.
give enough time to get past the holiday, and so they could just move that Dolphin over, I can get in there, and then we can get that going, so
Right.
that's the plan.
So I am going to make the assumption that a February unveiling is in the realm of the realistic?
That's what we're shooting for, yeah.
Okay. Okay, very good. So thank you for keeping us up to date.
Yeah, no problem.
We've been spying on your sites. We've been going by there and, there have been no Nick sightings, so, Steven sightings rather. And, getting a little nervous.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
any questions or anything?
Nick, do you have any questions or?
No, I had driven by it a few weeks ago, the site at the Union Academy, and I was just wondering if the city is going to, landscape and enhance, Stephen's work on that site, to, I guess, really elevate it and to bring it out, because, of course, now it
Well,
doesn't
actually, I'm
look that
glad you,
great because it's a construction.
I'm actually glad you brought this up, because when I observed the site over time, I noticed what was growing in there was sort of something appropriate. They obviously planted something, I believe, that was like almost rain garden stuff, and there's not milkweed growing in there, which is the taller part, but there's really nice lower kind of lily type of things, which I don't think you even have to touch. The other reason I'm glad you asked is that the profile of the sculpture changed a little bit from the very onset, so I really only think a perimeter is necessary. I don't think there's really any gravel really necessary, because it's all sloping down.
Right.
But just a perimeter treatment, I think, is the only thing that's
But I was
really,
think- yeah, as far as-
some kind of perimeter treatment, which could be like a ground cover, would be the only thing I would suggest. All the pickets are getting cut to be about 4 inches, around 4 inches off the ground. So I'm trying to keep it from weed whacking,
Yeah,
height,
getting
and
damaged.
not sitting in the water. And most of that stuff is set in a little bit just a little bit from the, so I think just the perimeter, some kind of perimeter treatment we could do.
Graham?
Well, like everyone else, I live in hope that it works out perfectly for you. Especially, I do understand the complexities of actually trying to get a jigsaw puzzle that size and that heavy to fit together perfectly on site. But I did want to say I was sorry to hear about your dad, and I hope he does well.
He rallied again, and then he's just kind of back and forth, so we're trying to wade through that. He's got a real good history, so I'm hoping take care of himself, so I'm hoping that keeps him going, and hopefully he'll.
Well, I hope so.
yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's especially difficult around the holidays.
Yeah,
It's never easy, but it just seems.
I literally was like the day before I left, after going through that whole thing with the car, that my sister called me, and I literally saw it on the way down. I basically made a pit stop, and it was about 4.5 hours or so. But he was actually off of a respirator and talking, and like looked like he was on the upswing. So I said, okay, judging everything, I'll keep going. The next day I got a call, and he was like,
Yeah.
but he rallied. So well, hopefully he'll keep going.
Glad to hear it.
Thank you.
Sonia?
Yeah, I also just wanted to say I was sorry to hear about your dad, and he's definitely in my prayers,
Yeah.
and we hope that he recovers as well.
Well, not to go off track, but when I walk up to this building, I think of him because he was like a superintendent of schools, like, and I just like, and a building the size would have been just the base. And then, so it just reminds me, he's such a, incredible, still trying to live up to his shoes. Okay. He really is a great guy. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
Dawn?
No, I'm good. Looking forward to. I was very happy to see the schedule there that you gave us, and so easy to keep track of, and yeah, understanding that things may shift a little bit, but no, looking forward to seeing it.
Katie?
Same thing, you, Father, will be in my prayers. Hopefully
good to see
everything will
you.
work out. Thank you. Thank you.
Contributing to the committee. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did do a drive-by there yesterday for the one in Union Academy, and I kind of took a picture of it, and it's kind of like a weed patch. So I'm trying to get a vision. Is it a platform that's going to be over that? I don't know. If I
There's
flashed it up.
we can't platform it. It's going to be basically just a perimeter on that. That frame that's in, there's a fence, and then I'm just using the fence temporarily as protection. Within that is a whole structure that I built. And that structure is going to get clad. So it's going to be a container. It's going to be open. You won't be able to you won't see the, what's actually milkweed, in there. You won't see what you see in there. You'll just see the grass or whatever perimeter, and then you'll see like pickets. But it's going to be color, lots of images, historic images and colors and stuff. So you won't see what you see now in there, although it has to be open because it's a drain, it's technically architecturally a drainage area underneath the, in the.
The kids won't be able to get in there. People.
It's
won't be
4
able to.
inches off the ground, so it shouldn't be easy to get in there at all, and it's gonna have a gate, just like it does now, so be lockable, yeah.
I was wondering, Diane, maybe we should look into it about a camera.
I could ask about it, but
Okay, I think it's
we
worth
need
an
to get it up
inquiry.
And
first.
I can tell you what I do know about that. That the one at CAP, this is where I was going with that. All right, I thought about a camera, and the one at CAP is sort of like it's a hardwire system that's been put in a while ago. I think it's a good quality one, but it's a while ago, and and when I talked to the head over there, David, yeah. It would either require like a separate, most likely to be cost effective, a separate one with probably internet access and a code. Or I thought if we can simply just have that one adjust to zoom it a little bit, because I did look at it on the monitor, and I think if you just zoomed it a little bit, you'd be able to get close enough to just it kind of pans the parking lot back and forth, but if it just got zoomed a little bit, it might be enough to handle it, and that would be the easiest way to get that resolved.
Okay. Yeah,
No extra.
as I said, I think it's definitely worth looking into. Whether we decide to do it or not is something else again. Okay, well, you, out, get to work.
Oh. I'll just take a few breathers while you're meeting, and then I am headed back.
Okay. Okay, here, our favorite vendor, Diane, St. Kate. Do you want to bring us up
Yeah.
to date?
Well, I did get a call from Desmond, and he said that he had a team out there, and they were doing the maintenance on the statues, so that's
Great.
moving forward.
Right. It was kind of a unexpected but pleasant surprise.
I'll know when he's done when I get the invoice. But no, that's good.
Okay. Dawn, you're up. Visual tour guide and QR codes.
Yeah, I'm pulling together the information that we have, and between now and the next meeting, we'll be contacting the artist to see if we can get some videos, just essentially more content. And then Diana and I talked, and we're gonna schedule a meeting for the second part of January to get together, set up the account, pull in the content and stuff like that.
Right, okay. Nick, Dorset Park.
A few weeks ago, I spoke with Nancy Royal. She's on the committee, and really, nothing has changed, you know, that they're working with the artists. This was like 3 weeks ago, I believe, that I spoke with her. And they're still, you know, working with the artists to
Right.
create the panels, or however it's going to be presented. One of the things I wanted to bring up, since I've been the liaison, you know, for this project, is that, you know, as I say this, you know, I'm looking over at Katie, you know, did I miss something? Or did I say, Katie is on the committee, if I'm not mistaken, and it would almost be better to get, I'm just wondering if we would get more direct input from exactly what the committee's doing, you know, from Katie, you know, being the liaison, or, because I was basically liaising with Katie. Nancy Royal lives in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, and all, and comes back and forth, you know, and where, you know, I had incredible resource with Katie, who's, you know, active in the city,
Right.
in the community, knows what's going on, and is on the committee, and so I didn't, you know, I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know how, you know, what everybody thinks of that. I mean,
Well,
I
there-
love doing it, and it's a wonderful project. I'm just wondering, you
Yeah.
know, if you want me to continue doing it, but then I would be liaising with, you know, either, you know, Ms. Royal, who, again, you know, she comes back and forth, and, you know, and we're talking about her brother is actually, you know,
Right.
Rudy Royal and stuff, and so just some direction from the committee, which y'all would like to do. I just, you know, again, she's on the committee. This was 3 weeks ago when I spoke to Nancy, and I don't know, you know, things may have changed, you know, and at this point is where when I finish, I would defer to Katie and go, Katie, did I miss something, or is there something to add, when she would be,
Well, you raise an interesting point, and actually Katie and I talked about it on the phone before she was sworn in. But you're a voting member, so it's a voting member that should head a liaison committee like that. Okay, and because Katie was also so involved with the project up to now, we want to avoid any perception of a conflict of interest. So I think, you know, it would be best if you just continued the way you've been doing it, and, you know, it's kind of a touchy thing when somebody comes onto a committee, you know, or, you know, that's already working on a topic that's been under consideration by the committee. So, you know, Katie, as I said, Katie and I talked. I think she understood. In fact, Katie told me that David Archie was the one that suggested that she become the liaison person. But for the reasons I mentioned, I think we should really keep things the way they are.
Make a
and I
comment.
guess I'm sorry?
Can I make a comment?
Sure, Diane.
I was just gonna say too, the Public Art Committee needs to understand too that, you know, the Dorset Park project, a lot of things are being taken, are actually from being handled by another department within the city, you know, for a lot of the project. And so the Public Art Committee right now, the only thing that you all need to be concerned about is when the artist does present the mural. Because that's the, whatever you will
That's
really.
our involvement.
Yeah, that's really
Right.
what you all will vote on, you know, kind of thing. But as far as plaques and everything else and other things that are going on, that's being taken care of by another department within the city, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Right, right. So it's, you know, as Diane said, just that one art component. So,
Okay. So, you know, Katie and I are friends, so we can
oh,
talk.
I think she's a friend of ours too.
No, but I mean, you know, so it's okay if we talk about the other aspects of the Dorset Park project, you know, in conversation, just, you know, nothing to do with the committee.
Like
as-
playground equipment.
Yeah, and how it's going and what we're heading, as long as I don't broach the subject of the art panels.
Right.
That's
That
correct.
is the business of this committee.
Right,
Okay?
Right.
right. A good rule of thumb, it kind of boils it down about the sunshine laws, is we can't talk among ourselves, other than in a meeting, on anything that is going to be voted on. So we're going to be voting on the mural, so that's the one thing we can't discuss. We're not going to be voting on playground equipment. We're not going to be voting on landscaping. So it's just the mural. So if that's a,
Okay, that, yeah, that
Simplified.
makes it, yeah, it does simplify it.
yeah,
And so really, as of a few weeks ago, you know, the status had not really changed
Right.
as far as for us.
right.
Okay.
Okay, the illuminated art boxes. The panels have been printed.
I have good news.
Go Diane, you were the one I was gonna.
Yay. I heard from Public Works that they are starting to install them today.
Wow,
Hey.
okay, bravo, Public Works.
So we will put up Graham's phenomenal catalog on the website starting tomorrow.
Great.
Yeah, I emailed all of the artists over the weekend, telling them that the panels had been printed and explaining that the delay was caused by us not having enough of the panels to print. We had to purchase some more, and there was a delay on the purchasing. And then as soon as we had all 40 panels, then they could be printed, and they're ready, and we were expecting Public Works to start taking care of them this week, and I'm really glad to hear that that is in fact the case, because I drove up and down there last night and nothing.
Yeah, they're
Just
kind of
a day
late this
early.
year. We have to see,
Well, if you remember, you know, whenever you guys do this, the timing is not ideal. You should
Right.
think about that for future, you
Right.
know, a future project is that, you know, the city has a lot of things to do around the holidays.
Oh, I know.
So it'd be better for you to do this project somewhere like mid-year, you know, if you're
yeah,
gonna,
so
when
maybe
you do it
we
again.
could put out the call in June
And, yeah,
with a deadline in August, get everything selected and, you know, have it done in September, so be able to be put up before all the Christmas rumpus.
Or rather than
Move it to March.
shortchanging people,
Yeah,
wait,
put it off 2 months,
yeah.
later 2 months.
Right. Well,
And
the
have
other
them
thing,
installed in February.
yeah,
Or March.
Yeah, just change it from, just change the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, because the other thing we have to consider, especially given the scope of it, is right after Christmas, we go into Epiphany. So that
Very
ties
busy
them up
time.
too until, you know, like January 8th.
to be honest with you, I'm really surprised that they're putting them up now.
I know.
because- So, it's a good thing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I think is an asset is by having the double set of panels, it's really, you know, each box is one stop. They take out, they put in, take out, put in, close it up and move on.
Right.
You know, because in the past, when we were just working with the one set of panels, they had to take them down, clean them off, print them, and then put them back up again.
Yeah.
You know, so there was a lot of comings and goings. But, you know, I was wondering myself why we didn't get more panels than I remember. It was during COVID, and we had all we could do to get the panels we did get
Right,
because they
there was
were
a shortage.
using all of that acrylic for protective
Oh, right.
panels. You know, the banks had them, supermarkets had them, everybody was buying these sheets of vinyl, so they were just unavailable.
Yeah.
So I think we've got it knocked now. We've got a nice little, you know, rolling program with them, and can't wait to see the new ones up.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like if we were to push it out to do the call to artists maybe in January or February, then Public Works wouldn't need to be doing anything until, you know, March. So maybe that would work out better and not shortchange the
Well-
ones that are there.
Well, it's one thing to do a call to artists, but I think pushing it to January, February might be too soon, but I think if we did like May or June.
No, I'm talking next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Like 2025.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
It's a 5-month process.
Okay.
okay?
Yeah,
If you want them installed in February, then you do the call to artists the 1st of September.
gotcha, okay.
Okay.
All right,
So
sounds good.
take that into account.
But I guess my point is too, we could, as I said, it's now easy to change them out. We could prep them, so have all of the images selected and printed, and then figure out when we actually want to pull the trigger for installation. You know, at a time coordinating with Public Works, that would be easiest for them. So maybe look at, you know, May or June call with the responses due in July,
Yeah.
and then we could vote on them, you know, August, have them printed in September, and then, you know,
Targeting a first week in November installation would probably be okay for Public Works? Question mark?
That's when they start prepping
Maybe
everything.
we should ask Public Works.
that's always a cunning thought.
Okay, will do.
Diane, you will do that for us? Okay. Anybody else have any comments or questions about the art boxes? No, I think it's pretty clear cut. Art for the city clerk building, I think we're way out ahead of the curve on that one. So, you know, just keep it on the agenda until such time as, you know, the plans solidify a little bit more. Okay, the CRA mural project. And I guess we were kind of expecting Emily to come today.
I thought she was, but I did not get confirmation.
But if you look in your handouts, it's the blue print. And I think it's much improved over what was originally submitted.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, vastly improved.
Yeah. So, let's go the other way. Katie, some thoughts on the new design?
Well, I didn't see the prior one, so I'm gonna go with the majority.
Okay, chicken. Okay, Dawn?
Yeah, I think it's a great improvement. It really allows the artist to you know, put their concept on there, and the business owner to put the concept on there, but still keeps the unique features of the architecture, and I really like that. So, yeah.
Sonia?
Yeah, same here. It's a vast improvement from the last one that we saw, and I much prefer this.
Yeah. Oh, I did want to say also, I understand that she's, you know, she put it on what's there. I think she said that the window things are going to be changing. But even just as this, it's great. But
Right,
I think there's going to
conceptually,
be some
right.
pull-up windows and stuff.
Okay. Graham?
I imagine that the window changes have already been done because the window sills that you can see in the photograph there are, if you go visit the space, you'll see that there are some very nice varnished timber bar top type window sills that stretch from edge to edge that replace the old tatty looking brick that was falling apart on the window ledges
Yeah.
there. And I imagine that they're going to be using those windows as serving spaces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, you know, I think that that's it. And yeah, it looks nice. I agree. I think we should go ahead and approve.
Right. Nick?
Yeah, I think it looks a million times better than the original.
Right.
And all, yeah, it brings out the architectural details, much nicer. Yeah, I went by and looked at it after our last meeting. When I left here, I drove by to find it, and, yeah, you know, surprised, I was looking for an orange brick building. Of course, it had already been painted when I found it. And, you know, that orange brick painting, picture that we saw was a very generous photo of the building, because when I drove by there, it looked in pretty rough shape and all. And yeah, I'm glad to see that she's bringing out the details here above and below the windows and doing it that way with the design down the middle. Yeah,
Right.
I think it actually, yeah, really looks pretty good.
Yeah, I love the carry-through with the marine colors and, you know, conceptually, you know, I really like it, even if it's not exactly like this, but the whole idea, the color palette and everything else, I think is great.
Yeah.
So, can I have a motion to approve?
Before we do that, how much are we spending on this?
We're not.
We're not?
No, this is the CRA matching grant.
Okay,
But we
just approved the
just approved the design.
okay.
This does not involve any money on our part whatsoever.
Even be-
Surprise.
Even better.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Board of Commissioners passed a resolution about murals and photographic murals. And it has to be, you know, in the geographic boundaries of the CRA. And one of the first steps is that we have to approve the design. So,
Okay.
once we approve it, then it'll just proceed through Karen Lemon's office, Economic Development. Okay, motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Nick, second?
Sure.
Graham? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any dissent? Unanimous? Megan, you're up. Budget update and developer contributions.
Let's see. So I did hear from finance, but I didn't hear from projects. But there is some more revenue, but I just don't have details on what the revenues are, like where they're coming from. So revenues through December 13th, and this is from the beginning of October. $49,217. Expenditures, $3,300. Those would be the art box artists honorariums. And the projected balance as of today is $193,273.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
still pretty much in the black. Great.
Yeah.
I guess the
Ma'am?
cruise is still back on.
No, may I? Was there no cost to the printing and purchasing of additional?
That's going, that's in process right now, so it hasn't hit these budget numbers. So
Okay.
next month, the payment to the UPS store for the art boxes will reflect.
And for the purchase of the
Right.
additional panels, yeah.
That was one invoice, right? You sent me a copy of the invoice. You put them together, right? The printing and the purchase?
Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
thank you.
Okay, new business. Proposed unveiling of the Black Heritage Project sculptures during February. I think we kind of touched on that with Stephen's assurances, and I don't know whether we should draw blood to seal the deal. But the only thing I would ask on a personal level, I am going to be out of town from the 23rd to the 28th of February. So if we could do it prior to that, I think it would be, I personally would appreciate it. But I think we have to coordinate, obviously, with, you know, Diane,
Everyone.
Trish Hickey, and Mark Licouris, and everybody else on the planet to come up with a date, you know, for the unveiling. Okay. The original jazz composition, that's been deep sixed because Diane got an email from Rod Herring, who's the finance director, and it seems that music apparently is not covered under our ordinance. So, Diane, do you want to weigh in a little more on that?
I kind of say I have to agree with
Yeah.
their decision. I feel like public art is, you know, more visual art, you know, and not really, you know, the musical. I mean, it was a great idea, you know, it was nice and everything, but, you know, it would be nice if the high school would consider composing a piece, you know, that they could play and perform, you
Right.
know. That would be nice.
Right. Well, I'm going to, again, on a personal level, you know, has nothing to do with the committee, but I'm going to poke around and see whether, you know, we might get some sponsors.
I think it's a brilliant
Creative
idea.
Creative
I mean,
Pinellas has grants too and special things.
Yeah, I forwarded her the Beyond Placemaking.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that it says that the artist should, you know, partner with nonprofit, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know if that would get us back involved in it, but if it was part of, you know, the placemaking that we're doing with the pixel sticks, then, you know, if it's part of the installation, a unique, you know, custom bit of music, I think that music is every bit as much art as,
Well, it is, but it's what the Public Art Committee is supposed to do.
Yes,
So-
it's outlined in the ordinance.
Correct.
right.
And I
I'm
guess
just,
I was hallucinating because I thought there was an art, you know, a music.
yeah,
I could give you Barbara Sinclair's contact information, maybe give her a personal call and see if
That'd be
there's
great.
something that she can do.
Yeah,
because if it's part of the pixel sticks, you know, art walk, whatever installment, and it's unique just to that place,
Right.
then, you know, I don't know, maybe that would change things, but
sure.
yeah, fantastic idea though.
Okay. Staff comments? Diane?
Well, I just hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. I think you guys, I commend you all for a year of wonderful projects and for your diligence and dedication to, you know, the beautification of our city. And I just really hope that everybody has a very happy holiday and stays healthy.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Megan?
Agree.
A woman, a few words. Okay, anybody on the committee have anything? I know Sonia's been selling her paintings like crazy, so congratulations.
Yeah, it's been a good month. I don't know, it's just kind of happened at last.
Yeah,
So it's been good, yeah.
yeah. Katie, anything?
Well, I look forward to working with y'all and learning and
Likewise.
growing
Yeah,
and
same here.
Right.
seeing what I can contribute.
Well, the thing that I found interesting, I attempted to watch the Board of Commissioners meeting last night on YouTube, and they were having some bandwidth problems. And I felt like Dali had broadcast the meeting. It was like, whoa. And, but I did see you there. You made a comment. I'm sorry, it was quite garbled. But I looked at the meeting this morning, and the archived recording is perfect. So I'm going to go back and watch it. But could you just give us a little overview of the CRA in the Union Academy District?
Oh, well, with the CRA program, I was trying to get a clearer vision on the two parts of one historical, then you got the CRA. And being that I'm on a new committee that's called the Dorset Park Revitalization Committee, which we're trying to get things put into Dorset Park, like a splash park and now a recreation center. Hopefully, those funds can be utilized to put a recreation center in Dorset Park. Also try to get businesses on Safford Avenue where a lot of the buildings was torn down from the community, a long time ago. A lot of
Yeah.
buildings were destroyed. So we can't bring them back, but at least we can try to put up new businesses for the younger people that's trying to have businesses in the community like barbers and barbershops and
Yeah.
places like that. So that's what we're kind of working toward.
Okay, well, you're going to be our designated delegate to the CRA meetings. No, because I feel that there's an overlap, because, you know, what they're trying to do, like you said, with the improvements in the history and, you know, general enhancements to the neighborhood. And I know that one of the good things about CRA is it opens the door to grants. So, you know, it's very positive for revitalization and rebuilding.
I know Caroline is going to be putting another committee together that's going to be presenting things to the commission. And maybe you can try to have somebody come report on the whole CRA program, because I'm focusing on just one part of it. But it consists of much more than just Dorset Park and
Right.
that area, so.
Well, I think you can handle some extra duties. You're a sharp cookie.
I don't go to all those meetings.
See, you're a smart cookie. Okay, Dawn?
Just, I've really enjoyed being on the committee all year, and I'm looking forward to next year, and, you know, good holidays, and I hope everyone has a wonderful time and stays safe, and
Sonia?
Good.
Yeah, me too. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been wonderful meeting all of you and getting to know everyone. And also just want to wish everybody a wonderful Christmas holiday period. And if you're traveling, be safe. And yeah, let's all get back together in one piece.
Yes,
Healthy.
Mr. Jones.
Well, I too wanted to say welcome, Katie, and I'm glad you got appointed to the committee, because as they say, if you want a job done, then you should ask a busy woman. And I have absolutely no idea why Nick and myself are on here.
Nick?
Yeah, congratulations, Katie, on your appointment here, and I hope everyone has a great holiday, and I have enjoyed, serving on this committee with everyone and all, and it's a pretty good vibe going and stuff, and hopefully we, do well for the city of Tarpon.
Right. I think we're productive while having a good time.
Yeah.
I think everybody comes to each of the projects with a degree of enthusiasm, or they're, proposing projects. I'm looking forward to having Katie on board, and we got to know each other a little bit. That's why it didn't even dawn on me to formally introduce her, because I felt like she was already on the committee, for which I apologize. But don't apologize, because, you're such a presence here. But I think at my age, with a lot of stuff that's going on, I guess my deepest wish for everybody is a healthy holiday. I have too many friends that are in the hospital. Okay, any announcements? Oh, wait, before you say anything, I want to commend Diane for 10,000 sold-out performances for Tarpon Arts.
Yay.
Wow.
At least.
We're really in a wonderful place, and we have such great patrons and supporters because, it seems like we only have 300 seats, unfortunately, in the auditorium, but we now have very, loyal fans that as soon as we announce something, they know they better get their tickets early because it's going to be sold out. And I know Miss Katie has experienced that too with Soul Cruisers and everything. It's like you got to buy them early. And so, yeah, we're very pleased with it. In fact, we're in a little bit of a holding pattern right now for Victorian Christmas, and talk to you about that afterwards. But, there's a lot of weather coming our way, supposedly. So we're watching that, till tomorrow afternoon to make a call. So anyway, and that's sold out too, which is not a good place to be in.
I have to tell you that the performers are ready. We're like the U.S. Postal Service. Rain, shine, snow, sleet. We'll be there because we'll be inside.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Diane, quick question, are the new seats installed?
Not yet. The Cultural Center we got their new carpeting in, new lighting. We'll be putting the sound system in, and the new theater seats come in on December 18th, so next Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that. So once we get everything done, we're gonna have a big open house and, invite everybody to come and see it and everything, but we're really excited. And it also will open us up to doing a lot more in that space, because we have a lot more flexibility with the lighting and a great sound system, so there's a lot more we can do. And, so it also opens it up to new educational lectures and different things that can be done, so, yeah, we're very excited about it. So, yes, thank you to the BOC for approving funds for the renovations in the Heritage Museum and Cultural Center, because it has been a very nice transformation. And, I also do the marketing for the city itself, and, we have a presence at the Tampa International Airport, at St. Pete Clearwater. We have, Explore Tarpon Springs website that does all the tourism and things. And I'll tell you, we are getting people coming in all the time. Everybody at the Heritage Museum comes in from all over the place, from, out of state, but also out of the country. We get a lot of visitors. So I'm really happy for the city because it's bringing people here and people are passing the word on. So
Great.
It's a great thing to see. I
Yeah.
love it.
Well, I heard that there was a terrible complaint about that, though.
What's that?
The mayor mentioned that he's been getting complaint letters from other communities because we're pulling tourists away from them.
For shame.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Crimea
cry about
River.
that.
Don't we feel so bad? Okay, well, this is a record, folks.
I know.
Meeting is adjourned at 2:49 PM. Our next meeting is Wednesday, January 10th, 2024 at 2, and we will be voting for the chair and vice chair per the ordinance. So
Merry
again, everybody happy and healthy, safe.
All right. Merry Christmas.